Hey everyone, Connie here with an update, which, as I've said in the past, I don't do much anymore, but I just wanted to let you guys know what was going on because I mentioned, I think, in my My Hero video that I was going to try the next reaction I did to get to would be Owl House and all. But I want to update you guys on, well, me, uh, with what everything that's going on with the coronavirus crisis and all, the pandemic that's going around, everything. Um, I mean, for the most part, I'm okay. I will say that. Um, I mean, even before all this started, when everything was still open and everything was normal, I admittedly didn't go places too often. Like the most I would go out on like a normal everyday week would be for church a couple times a week, and maybe I'd go up to the gas station on the corner. That's about it on a normal average week. On occasion, there was also times where I would like go hang out with friends or do some other stuff here and there. It would just depend on the week, really. But for the most part, I was still at home, watching stuff on YouTube, doing whatever else, playing games. Um, and so, yeah, for the most part, I'm still doing that. The same stuff that I've been doing. The issue here comes into play with the fact that I have to do it now. Um, I know that sounds weird, but it's the fact that there isn't anywhere I can go. Oh, and I forgot to mention before, another thing I had done pretty much every week is go to the bar on Thursday nights with my friend. Um, but it's like every day of the week I'm here now, at all times pretty much. Like pretty much since this quarantine stuff started, the only time I've really left was when I went to the store with my dad and brother this past weekend. Like I haven't even gone up to the gas station, and technically I could. Like like that's still something I can do. But here in Michigan, in the U.S., we do have a quarantine thing. The only reasons we can be outside are for like things like exercise, walking a dog, um, going to pick up essentials like food and medicine and whatnot, things like that. Um, and yeah, that's pretty much for me at least the majority of what I would be doing anyway. That kind of stuff is the majority of like the time I would spend outside. But we also have stuff like gatherings are limited or even for the most part shut down, and we're asked not to gather with people. Um, and unless you meet with people at their house, it's like there's not really going to be much to do anyway. So, um, but yeah, it's like, while for the most part I'm fine, it's just the fact that because this is a mandate now, and because of just all the shit that's going on with all the people getting sick and at risk people, people with already existing immunodeficiencies and stuff dying from this, it's put a lot of stress on me. Um, I'm emotionally and mentally like constantly stressed out. And I will admit that there are some things that I've been trying not to do as much because of that. Things that are stressful, you know? Things that would stress me out further or just make things even if just slightly worse. And admittedly, that's why I didn't do Owl House yesterday, and that's why I'm probably not going to today. Because while I enjoy Owl House on a base level, you guys know I do have that ultimatum. And I have 4 episodes that I plan on getting to for that ultimatum. Because, the ultimatum is by episode 10. They need to introduce, like, what Luz's mother is, like, doing and how she's handling her daughter missing and shit like that. Um, and so I have 4 episodes, 7, 8, 9, and 10. They're already all out. I have them downloaded. But it's like the stress of like of needing that to happen for me to continue the series and everything. It's just it's getting to me, you know? And it's like every time I'm like getting ready, like, oh, I'm going to do this today, it's like maybe I don't want to. I keep having these doubts because it's like the concept of it, the idea of getting to it and all, and being possibly disappointed and dropping the show is upsetting to me. And I didn't want to get to anything else instead because, as I said, I did say this would be my next reaction. So it's like I've been telling myself I need to get to that next. And so I didn't want to get to anything else. So I've just been putting kind of everything off. And don't get me wrong, it's like even during this time where it's like already high stress situation, I've had stuff to de-stress myself. I've been watching stuff on TV and YouTube. I have my Switch with Animal Crossing. I have a book that I'm reading currently that my friend wrote. Um, I have stuff to do. I have things that I am doing that is helping de-stress myself. Plus, I've been eating some good food. I went to an Asian market the other weekend, um, like a couple weeks ago now, and like when this was really kicking off and all, and I got some really good stuff from there. And most of it's gone, but I still do have some of it, and it's really good stuff. It is. Um, but again, at the same time, it's just while I do have all that stuff helping me de-stress, it's like there is still the stress. It does still exist. It's there. And it has been affecting my motivation to record these reactions and all. I will acknowledge that. And I've told you guys already, I've said before in another video that my motivation with all of this has been down. So this isn't exactly something new, but still, I wanted to make sure you guys understood. Um, and so, what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to do something that I normally wouldn't. I'm going to do something that just because of the situation and all, just because of this pandemic and the situation and all of that that's kind of adding to this, I'm going to do something that I wouldn't normally do, and that is I'm going to ask you guys for a spoiler. And it's not a major spoiler to any big things, but you guys know what it is. I want you to tell me, do we get to the plot point of Luz's mom by episode 10? That includes episode 10. By the end of episode 10 of Owl House, do we get to the plot point of Luz's mom with her having found out about Luz going missing, never arriving at the summer camp, and all of that? Even if just for a very short scene, do we get to it? You don't have to tell me what episode it's in, if it's as long as it's in 7, 8, 9, or 10. I just want to know. Because with all the stresses and all, and with 4 episodes there, it's like, if it's just going to end up being a waste of time and all this stress is just going to be too much to handle and all, I would rather just know ahead of time and just not even bother. I would rather know ahead of time. That way, if it isn't in there, if that plot point is not discussed by episode 10, I can just drop it right now. And if it is, then I can continue watching at a normal pace rather than like 4 episodes at a time. And until I get an answer, I think I'm going to focus on other things. I'll probably ask this on Discord too, so um, So in case anyone doesn't answer in the comments here, because sometimes, comments can be kind of scarce on this channel. I'll ask on Discord, on the Discord server too. But yeah, I think just because of the situation, because of this pandemic and all, I just don't want to give myself any more unnecessary stresses and just kind of want to lighten things in a bigger way. And like I said, this is kind of like a one-time thing. I'm not going to do this again and again for different shows. It's just like I just kind of want to put this big stressor to rest. I want to just kind of move on from it, whether for whichever side it ends up being on, whether I continue with the series or not. I just want to get this stress off my mind so I can get back to doing reactions on a more semi-normal basis, as is typical with this channel. Because we got to still get to getting back into Miraculous too, because that's coming up next. That's coming up. That's new on our schedule, new on our slots. We're getting back into that. I have to remember where I left off, catch myself up, and we can get back into that. And we still have the other stuff. Plus, I do want to check out more of Steven Universe Future and do the vlog reviews for that. Though I have heard one other thing about something that happens that I was spoiled on for one of the more recent episodes. I don't know which one. And I will say that it does piss me off. So I will say that right off the bat. But I won't get into details because I'll get to that when I get to that vlog review. Plus, just knowing the context behind it might change my mind too, to be fair. But yeah, I want to get back to other stuff, is what I'm saying. And I don't want to keep being held back by the stress and the situational just lack of motivation that this is giving me. So please, tell me in the comments, does it happen? Do we get that? Do we get even just one small scene? Just giving us something about Luz's mom finding out about this. Again, I'll ask on the Discord as well, but bring it up here because, yeah. And yeah, if you'll see on the channel through the channel banner and stuff, by the end of today, whether or not, like, I'll get my answer by the end of today, one way or the other. And you'll see, like, if it changes, if the Owl House one has changed at all, then you'll know that, yeah, I'm dropping the series. Because, just as a reminder for those who might not know, by the way, with that, my ultimatum is because it's a massive plot hole with the series right now. Because Luz's mother was sending her to this summer camp to help her be more responsible and everything. She was on her way to the summer camp, never arrived because she ended up kind of accidentally going into the boiling aisles, and she stayed there while at the same time sending a message to her mom saying, oh, summer camp's going good. Basically blatantly lying. And as I've said, the summer camp would have called her mom asking where Luz is. And it's just like, at this point, like, not following through on that has felt like a big issue with the show. That is really just taking away from all the other good stuff that the show does still have. So yeah, it's just like, that would bother me too much. And as I've said in the past, I just don't want a repeat of Little Witch Academia, where it just drastically brings down my interest in the show. But yeah. So I just want to update you guys on that. Just tell you guys that I'm doing, for the most part, okay. I do have stuff to de-stress myself. Animal Crossing takes up a lot of time, but it's actually really fun. It's my first Animal Crossing game. and it's actually a lot of fun. I'm very much enjoying it. Also, Cherry is best girl. Um, but in all seriousness, yeah, it's just I'll be okay. But I want this to kind of just stop stressing me out so much, so we can move on and get up to more awesome stuff on this channel. Uh, yeah, to just continue to have some fun and give some cool videos in light of all this. I hope all of you are doing okay in this pandemic, especially my viewers who are in France. I heard France was actually hit pretty hard by this. Not as hard as Italy, but I have heard it was hit pretty hard. So I hope you're all doing okay. I hope wherever you're at, that you guys are all doing well, that you're practicing good social distancing, but still having fun and doing cool things, whether it's watching some fun YouTube videos, checking out some stuff on Netflix, playing games, whatever. I hope that you're good. Um, and I hope that I can continue to entertain you with my videos going forward. So thank you so much for tuning in and continuing to support the channel. And for now, I'm Connie and I'm signing off. See y'all next time.